Hello everybody, my name is Devin from the DPA, and here we have
Eudes Budhai.
Eudes Budhai. So first I just wanted to ask you a quick question. This is your first time, we just spoke about it, attending in person.
Correct.
We had the virtual one, which I still think counts, so at least we're gonna be here in person. How do you feel that this conference impacts the Latin community?
Well, I think it's a great place to be as number one as a Dominican, but definitely as a Latino.
100%.
Looking to aspire and bring up the new youth that's coming up in this country, so they can see what models they can have to serve in their future capacities.
100%. I definitely agree on that point. I think a lot of this conference is about breaking barriers, and I think a lot of times being able to normalize breaking barriers is seeing somebody that looks like you or is a part of your culture in that position. So I think that's a great point that you made, being able to mentor the next youth. Another question that I wanted to ask you, in terms of breaking barriers, what obstacles did you encounter in your industry as you were ascending?
It's funny that you say that. So I'm a proud son of a very distinguished person that kind of paved the path for many Dominicans in the U.S. and in New York. So my mother, Normandia Maldonado, came to this country in the 60s and was spearheading a lot of the Dominican attributes of the culture of what we bring to this country. She served as the first, she was on the founder of the Dominican Parade.
Oh, wow. And in New York, I was like, that's a big thing right there.
Absolutely. A folklorist, a person that really used the arts to contribute to Dominican culture in the U.S. as well. So I think she paved the path for myself. So the barriers that I have faced in this country have been very minimal in comparison to many others that were unfortunately brought to this country and came to this country for a better future and pretty much paved the path for us. We're still debating and having some real difficulties and challenges, but I think that those challenges are complex enough that is making us think further about how to present ourselves, how to put our best foot forward and educate others on the contributions that we can bring to this country.
I mean, that was a great answer, and I think just something to pinpoint on, you're saying your mother being an activist, she already put that in your blood and instilled that in you. So, I mean, definitely growing up, and like you said, children are usually sponges, so we kind of absorb a lot of that information as we get it. So, I mean, that definitely plays a big role, and I can definitely see how that helps you and kind of aided you in your fight now that you're doing too. Because like you said, even still now to this day, there's a lot of debates going on. But we're at that door, we're knocking, and we're getting seats at these tables. Just one more question I wanted to ask you,
Sure.
just in case, because I know your time's valuable. I just wanted to ask, actually being here and seeing the congregation of so many Dominicans and seeing so many different industries and different backgrounds, what would you say would be probably the one thing that you can pinpoint in Dominican culture that kind of sets it apart when we're trying to get towards achieving goals?
Familia. So we are very fortunate to be very tight, close-knit, supporting each other. As you see, we have a congressman that really supports his people, not just his people, but as a collaborator of all to make sure that we all move forward. And education, I think, is pivotal. So the more educated we become, the more educated we aspire for our children and our future. I think that is what really brings us all together. Besides the love of arts and culture, that all of those things, those ingredients kind of make us who we are as Dominicans, not just from the Dominican Republic, but people that are also born here. I was born and raised here, but I am just as Dominican as a person that was born and raised in the place there. So, I think that children is where we have to really focus on. And as an educator, a person that serves in district with a multitude of different linguistically background students, diverse, I think that the more we are united, the more collaboration happens, the better we're going to be placed in the future.
Well, definitely, like you said, education is an important process, and I think just, like I said, connecting with the youth and making sure that our culture still stays strong is definitely important to keeping our heritage alive and well.
Absolutely.
I appreciate you for your time. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
You've been great. No, of course.
So, Eudes Budhai, I am currently Assistant Superintendent of Schools. formerly superintendent of schools. I'm the president of the New York State Association of Latino Administrators and Superintendents, and I'm the board of the American Latinos Association of Latino Superintendents as well.